Hey guys, Curtis here. It's my first ever YouTube video and my first ever CGC unboxing. What you have here in front of us is a box that's pretty large, and what it contains is 18 modern books I had graded that I dropped off at Wizard World 2016 in Philadelphia on June 4th. I actually got this box back from from CGC October 3rd of 2016, and obviously it's Mischief Night, and it's the first chance I've ever gotten to open this. Now there's some goodies in here, some maybe not so much, but you and I are both going to find out together, so let's get to this. First, let me grab my trusty knife here and see how we make out. So, with all ado, I'm actually super excited for this because I got some good stuff. Super nervous at the same exact time. Some of this stuff's for keeps, some of this stuff's for sale. By all means, if anybody's interested in something, you can get a hold of me. Message me, however you got to do it. Make sure there's no pertinent info. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Alright, let's do it. So, oh yeah. I don't know if y'all can see this right now, but woo-wee. What if Venom Deadpool? And this came out exactly as I expected. I never read it. I bought it by chance because everybody had the hype for Deadpool and Venom, and it came back at a good 9.8. So, April 2011. Obviously, it's a Scotty Young cover, and this was a gorgeous book when I sent out. It came back just as I expected. All these books that I did send out, none of them were pressed. I'm kind of new into getting this stuff CGC'd somewhat. I do have an original X-Men #1 from '63. That was my first CGC book I sent out to get graded. Bought it for $2,100 from Wizard World Philly good several years ago. After selling my Magic the Gathering collection, it came back 5.5, and I was very happy with that at the time. So I'm trying to dabble into the whole CGC world. Actually, I know a lot of people were complaining about these cases, but I kind of dig them, honestly. This is the first time I got the new case, and I really do kind of like it. Right now I'm not seeing any of those quote-unquote Newton rings or Newton effect. You know what? Maybe I do a little bit when I turn it sideways up here. I don't know if I can get it to pop up or not. I'd probably see the glare of myself, but it's actually pretty good. But let's get on to the next one. Awesome. Alright, here we go. Ah, yes. Now, bear with me. Hold on. Hey, when that happens. That's what happens when you do a first ever video, never done one before. And straighten this out so it doesn't fall over again like an idiot. Alright, let's see. Alright. Now, this book I bought from a local comic shop when this originally came out in 2004. This is from Bernie's Comics, and I bought this by chance, not knowing what it was, and said, hey, that's pretty cool. Let me check it out. I read it when it first came out. Again, not pressed. And this is kind of the grade I expected it, but obviously Nick's number 3. First appearance of X-23, also known as Laura Kinney, who they claim is going to be in the new Logan movie. And it came back at a 9.4. What I liked better? Yeah. But you know what? When it came out, I read it. I enjoyed it. Loved the story. Loved the artwork. Yeah. I can see probably where I can get it pressed and make it better. But for what it was, I can't really complain about it. So, awesome book. Awesome story. Hopefully they do her justice in the Logan movie, but, you know, it's Fox, not Marvel, and we all know how that can go. So, Nick's number 3. Beautiful book. So, let's move on, because I got quite a bit more to go. Yeah, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. 2007. I mean, I was big into going to Wizard World Philadelphia. I dabble in Baltimore Comic Con. But this is World War Hulk #1. The Aspen Comics variant cover. Funny story with this one was when we walked in, Wizard World was still giving away an exclusive variant cover comic for your ticket you got, you know, for the con. And somebody approached me and said, hey, listen, we want to get your exclusive Wizard World comic, and we'll give you this Aspen World War Hulk #1 variant by Michael Turner. And for by chance, I had 2 issues of the Wizard World variant, whatever it was. I think it was Invincible Iron Man 1 or something. So for me, it was a win-win because I didn't need 2 of the same one, and I love Michael Turner's artwork. I've waited in line for him once for hours to get Identity Crisis poster that I had signed by him, and several other books, and you know, rest his soul. Great artwork. So this worked out perfectly for me. So I sent it out, and as expected, because I did not read it, 9.8. So Aspen variant, great book, great artwork. I mean, Michael Turner, there's just nobody like him. His stuff is just fantastic. And unfortunately, you know, I think it's starting to come around now, but there seemed like a bit of time where he doesn't get the credit that he should. Maybe because it's his passing too early, but awesome, awesome stuff. So here's the back. Horrible movie. Got milk. I'd rather have the milk than this movie. That's a whole different video, which we're not going to get into. And if I keep dropping this damn thing with this cheap tripod that I bought for the first time from Best Buy, you people probably will never watch my videos again. So let's try this again. To the next book. Actually, this case is actually pretty thick compared to the other ones. So, you know, I kind of had this feeling this was going to happen. But it's actually better than I thought it was. I got this glare, unfortunately. Sorry, my apologies. Silver Surfer, Volume 3, number 44. It is the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. It has a Thanos and Drax appearance. And this is the direct edition, which includes the Tiger Electronics insert from December of 1990. Jim Starlin, love his stories. I've actually met him at Baltimore Comic Con and had him do a blank sketch, or blank cover sketch for me of Thanos. And I tried to get him to do a commission, but he's like, look, I don't do commissions. I'm just here for the day, yada, yada, yada. So he did a quick sketch, and there's no reason it shouldn't have came back 9.8 because I got it graded Signature Series, which I don't have it up here with me. But, you know, unbeknownst to me and probably him, when he was doing the drawing, he was rubbing it against the table, which made the back of the blank cover dirty, which I didn't think of at the time, and I like immediately gave it to CGC because I was so excited. Yeah, it came back at 8.5, but it's the story that came with it. I love it. But this book, I have the entire run of Volume 3, which most of it I got from my brother-in-law, but the box that I kept it in, I guess, was close to the floor, and it kind of, and I don't know if I can see it on here, it kind of gave this slight ripple effect. Let me see if we can get a little closer here without knocking this thing over a third time. Yeah, it's going to have a hard time focusing with this light. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it slightly there, this slight ripple effect. I guarantee if I got it pressed, this book would be so much better grade that it got, but it's also a much better grade than I anticipated. This came back at a 9.0. So I'm actually, I thought it was going to come back like an 8.5. So I'm actually rather impressed. Love Thanos. I love Silver Surfer. Great book. Now let me move on to the next one. Now, mind you guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them below. This is a whole new process to me. I'm trying to get more into the social media and talk about my stuff and whatnot. Oh man. Alright. Here's another great one. Love this book. Love this cover. Batman 612. April 2003. It is the sketch variant or sketch cover, which I believe was the second print. Let me see what this says on here. Yes, second printing. I'm a huge Superman fan, and again, I love Jim Lee's, actually I don't think it's again the first time, I love Jim Lee's artwork. I got this again from Bernie's. Never read it, but when Bernie, he wasn't very good in protecting his books when he sold them. He'd be like, hey, you need this copy, and he'd leave his fingerprint marks. Actually, I think I see a small Newton ring here, which I don't think is going to pop up because I don't have enough space to do this. Very, very minute. No big deal. But this is one of my favorite books. Actually, great storyline. I think this was about the time I got into comics after being a kid. As an adult, where I actually had a real job that I could buy this stuff on my own and not have to rely on anybody. But it's a Superman, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Lois Lane, and Crypto appearance. Funny thing is, my German Shepherd that I have, his name is Crypto, so obviously you can see where I named him from. I do have a black lab too. His name is Loki. And if I ever opened up a comic book store, it would be called Crypto's Comics, both spelled with K. But here's the back. No big deal. But this book, I was hoping I would have got a better grade, but it came back 9.4. So, again, a lot of these I either read, was new to collecting, didn't really know how to handle these things, and just recently I kind of got a bug in my ass to start grading this stuff instead of keeping it in the box. I knew I wasn't going to ever read them again, and they needed some justice done for them, so this one, 9.4, white pages, absolutely amazing. So, I'll tell you what, this is new, this whole stacking thing with these new cases, but it works awesome. They like actually fit in the well that everybody's talking about, and CGC did a very good job of packing these. So, what do we got here? Alright, here we go. This one, I don't really see a whole lot about this, and I don't see many people talking about it. It was one of my favorite Ultimate Marvel comic runs. I'm not a huge Fantastic Four fan, but for whatever reason, I picked up almost every single Ultimate book then. And this was October 2005. But we have Ultimate Fantastic Four 22. This is the origin and first appearance of the Marvel Zombies before they, broke out into all these miniseries and great homage, if you want to call it, covers by what's his name, Arthur Soydum. But this, I believe, was a Greg Land cover. But it's Ultimate Fantastic Four 22. Awesome storyline, this crossover storyline. The artwork was fantastic too. Hey, no pun intended, right? Again, this is one of those ones I read when they first came out because, CGC, have no idea what it was at the time. And like grading, yeah, that's just way beyond my comprehension and pay scale and everything else. But for being what it was and what I've done with it, it came back at a 9.4. And you know what? As expected, kind of. It came back very, very good. And I can see on the sides here, I don't know, you can see it. I gotta figure out some better way to do all this stuff. Let's try it this way. This damn lighting. Again, spoiler, I'm not a professional. Yeah, you can see kind of right about there where it's got the little mark. There's a spine tick right about here somewhere, and there you go, you can kind of see it. But again, something a pressing could have fixed, but this is kind of before I really knew what pressing was, and I'm actually still looking for a reputable presser besides going through CGC, because CGC just takes forever. So if anybody has a good presser that's reputable and does a really good job, please let me know, because I got a few books that I just bought today that I want to get sent out, along with not too long ago. Alright, let's see. Awesome. Alright, again, another one. Most of these I read, and this is before, and I'm glad I kept all this stuff for all you Netflix fans for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which hopefully one day actually ties into the movies themselves. This here is the first ever Max title. It has a Luke Cage appearance, but it's also the first appearance of, drumroll, Jessica Jones in Alias. This story, and actually this whole series actually, by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos for this artwork on the interior, and David Mack covers, was just absolutely amazing. Again, I read this one. I was really hyped over the Max titles. Probably picked up every single Max title that ever came out, and this one came back better than I actually thought at a 9.6. So, very good book. Happy with the grade. I don't know if I said this, but I really like these new cases. I guess because these issues are now fixed that everybody was bitching about. Wow, Tales of Destiny 2. That's actually going back 2001. I got this after I started collecting. Bernie, who, if I didn't say already, passed, I think earlier this year, had a lot of stock in the area he was from. A lot of people probably either can't read or just couldn't afford it, and I jumped on it. But very, very happy with that one. Let's see. Oh, now this sucks just a little bit. This book I bought from where I still currently get my books. Never read it, never took it out, put it right in a bag and a board, and it sat since September 2011 for 5 years in a short box. Well, I don't know how it got damaged, but that's alright. Check the hype, and apparently everybody was going goo-goo over this book. I mean, I'm assuming just because it's a jock cover and artwork. And from what I hear, it was like a rather small print. But it's Detective Comics number 880. Came out again in September 2011. Scott Snyder's story, which I believe was his early runs on Batman-type books. But it is an absolute amazing cover. I mean, this is just great. Kind of reminds me of, you know, The Dark Knight Returns. 9.6, not bad. I figured it should have been 9.8. Never read the damn thing. Never opened it. Hey, another horrible movie with Got Milk. You know what? I don't know what their problems are. It might have a spine tick or something, which right now I just don't see. But what are you gonna do? It's all subjective. But again, 9.6, great. It's a good grade. I had 9.8, but we'll take it. So when I do continue reading my detective run, I'm gonna have no idea what 880 was, because, well, it's in here now, and I didn't have a second copy. So let's move on. Yes. Now, this one, I don't know why I bought it. I love TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think I just bought it because it was a reprint of the original story. But this particular book, which I think I did read, was printed by Mirage Studios in November of 2009. It's, you know, listed according to CGC an error edition. I kind of thought maybe it was a recalled edition. It says it's manufactured with hatch pattern printed on interior page margins, and you could see it when you actually open up the book. But it says it reprints, obviously, TMNT #1 in color. So I took a chance because I thought it was the recalled edition, or error edition as they called it. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't see many of these, you know, out and about, so I thought it was somewhat rare. But here's the actual book itself. That's what it looks like. If you're a big turtle fan, it's awesome. This came back at a 9.2. As you can see right here where it says it was, what the issue was, and the fact that it was an error edition. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. I don't know if we can see like some problems together or not. Focus, damn it, this light doesn't help. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Might have a little issues on the corners, but when I kind of look at this book from here, it looks like it's kind of smushed in a little bit. Like it doesn't really fit the case. Does that make sense? I hope they're not causing damage to the book. I don't know. I gotta look close up. Hold on. It's hard to tell with that inner well that they have. You know what? As I look closer, you can see where it has, like, the corner's not perfect. But again, 9.2. I'm happy with it. Could have been worse. And it was, in fact, the error edition. So, let's continue. Still got some left. Good amount. Oh, son of a gun. Alright. Everybody knows what the original Marvel Civil War was. Awesome. Again, this is another Aspen variant cover by Michael Turner, which is just phenomenal. This is Civil War #1, July 2006. I think this again was a Wizard World kind of like exclusive, or you can get it there first. It's just an amazing cover. I mean, Michael Turner, his art is just outstanding. Never read this one. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way I wanted. 9.6, but again, could be a lot worse. I still try to read this story at least like once a year, which is really difficult in my point in life right now with a 4-week-old and a 3.5-year-old and a wife that doesn't understand the whole comic book thing or toys. But that's for a different story. So, alright, keep going here. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. Again, I knew this one probably should have been pressed, but like I said, I don't know anybody good. But this is from February 2005. It's the first Jason Todd as Red Hood with a Mr. Freeze appearance, Batman number 635. This was a great run. I'm a huge fan of Matt Wagner, especially his covers. Yeah, I can see where the issues were, where it would have been pressed and would have helped tremendously. But you folks should know what this one is. It's just amazing. Good book, good story. 9.4. I'll take it. I thought it was going to actually be worse. Let me see if I can show you why. This lighting is just right in the worst spot here. Of course, I can't get this like the way I want it. Come on. Nah. It looks like there's a couple spine ticks, but it didn't break the color. So a press might actually get it to where I need it to be. What is this? The original Xbox ad on the back. Good book, good story. I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with me. Pretty good. 9.4. Take it. Moving on. This video is taking a lot longer than I thought, but I did have a lot of books. Alright. This one I took a chance on. I got this from my brother-in-law. Looked good to me. It is an older book, 1984, December 1984. I never actually read this issue, at least the one in my hand. Now, you know what? I see where there's a bit of issues with it where it probably could have used a press. But this is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8. December 1984, origin of the alien symbiote that eventually becomes Venom. Here we go. Came back 8.0. Actually, I thought it was going to come back more like an 8.5, but hey, you win some, you lose some, you know. Could be worse. Okay, apparently I stopped it when I went to go do a text message, and hopefully I can figure out how to edit this video now that we did that, but my apologies. 8.0, Secret Wars number 8. Cool story. Yeah, I thought that would come back better. Looks good. But, hey, I'm not the grader. So, we got left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 18. Oops. I think they're in these cases. Alright. Again, another one I read. If I didn't, this would probably be just a bit higher grade. March 2010. Deadpool, Mark with a Mouth, number 7. It's the first appearance of Lady Deadpool, the Deadpool Kid, and Major Deadpool. Also has an appearance by Headpool and Train Spotting poster homage cover. Again, it's Arthur Soydom. Number 1, Deadpool. 2, Zombie Deadpool's head. 3, Lady Deadpool. 4, Major Deadpool. And 5, the Deadpool Kid. Cool book. It was alright. Yeah, I think I've read better Deadpool. But came back at a 9.6. Again, probably because I read it. So, yeah. To each their own. Can't be perfect. I guess I could see a little thing there. But, again, something a press probably would fix, but didn't know at the time. Now I do. I got a Fantastic Four 48 I need to send out, but I need press first. Just picked up Teen Titans, Tales of the Teen Titans, first appearance of Nightwing with the origin of, what's his face, Deathstroke. 2 of those today. Oof. Alright, this one I thought would have came back better, but now that I'm actually looking at it, I can see why. Again, something a pressing would have done better with. Oh, that stinks. Oh well. This is Captain America number 6 from June 2005. It's the variant edition. It is essentially Captain America 555 according to CGC, which is the first full appearance of Winter Soldier. Nick Fury makes an appearance. This storyline, I mean, the whole run by Brubaker and Epting was just amazing. Made me want to read Captain America again. Obviously, the new movies with Captain America from Marvel kind of are based loosely on this. Unfortunately, this copy did not get a grade as high as I wanted. It came back at a measly 8.5. You can partially see why if I can get it to pop up. Yeah, see the corner there? Looks like it could have been dropped. There's some little... Damn it, this light is annoying me. Little ticks, but a press would probably take out. It didn't break any color. But awesome book, awesome story. 8.5. Well, not the worst one I got today, but the other one I kind of expected to because it was from like the 80s. Let's see, this one's got personal crap, so we'll just take that out of there. Let's see. Yeah, I thought this stuff would, some of this would come back better, but not this time. Alright, Amazing Spider-Man 569 from October 2008. Eddie Brock becomes Anti-Venom. Thunderbolts make an appearance, which is Norman Osborn, Radioactive Man, Songbird, Bullseye, and Venom. This is the variant edition. Can't remember what the original cover looked like, but it was just kind of like boring. This cover is just awesome by Adi Granov. Yeah, I mean, it's just awesome. Actually, you know what? I think I do remember the cover, the original cover now, with Anti-Venom on it by John Romita Jr. This one came back 9.4. I actually may have read this one, but I can see some marks here. And again, that looks like Bernie's fingerprints. Remember I told you he would tap on it like that. And that little spot right there. Something probably a press would take care of. Should have done that ahead of time, but what the hell do I know? I'm new to the grading game. This is a cool story too. Anti-Venom. Alright, to jump on the whole bandwagon with everybody else. I like the guy's artwork. He's not my #1 artist. But this is Amazing Spider-Man 601 from October 2009. J. Scott Campbell cover. Very nice J. Scott Campbell cover. Who does not like MJ looking like that? This one I actually read then. Never expected this book to get to where it is today. Honestly, I mean, it's not even that old. Cool story. Great cover. But 9.4. I'll take it. I would have liked it a little bit better, but 9.4. Amazing Spider-Man 601. The next two kind of tie into this little run here. Again, Amazing Spider-Man. This one's 606. J. Scott Campbell cover again. One I read. I love Black Cat. She's kind of hot, especially in this one. 9.4. Good figure. Again, I read it. And yeah, there it is. Spot right there. That's from reading it. Guess I need to be a little bit more gentler on my books as I read them. But again, I never expected this book to get to where it is, and that's just because of the cover and the artist. But Amazing 606, 9.4. Love it. And without further ado, as some may say, last but not least, as others may say, also tying into the whole J. Scott Campbell Amazing Spider-Man cover run. This is issue 607 with Black Cat here, kind of posing nice and hot like MJ. Obviously you can see what she's saying. Yeah, 9.8. I'll take that. Love this cover too. It's just absolutely amazing. Cool. So, guys, got any questions, comments, concerns, opinions, tips? Please feel free to either comment them, message me, however you got to do it. Hopefully I can get some more videos, either CGC unboxings or something to do with like toys or figures, because I deal with that stuff too. We'll do that. So thanks for watching. Enjoy collecting, and enjoy.